The moment has come. It is finally time to take a look at the Rare Air Jordan 11s. I personally think this is going to be one of the most slept on Jordan 11s in a long time and highly appreciated later in the future. We'll talk about that in a bit, but for now, let's go ahead and crack these things open. So if you look at the box right here, you'll notice you have that navy blue like you see on the patent leather on the upper, but there's going to be a slight difference on the bottom half. You'll see you have the red all throughout the box, and then another dope hit, you have the 23 on the lid and the Jumpman just below that as you close it, and then you'll see your white loop here on the front end with a small white Jumpman here at the top of the lid. Now looking at the size tag, it reads Air Jordan 11 Retro RA for Rare Air, deep royal blue, fire red sail, size 13, just for me. And I'm pretty sure retail is set to be $235 on this shoe. Let me know what you think about the price. Now lifting open the lid, you're gonna notice you got all white throughout and that carbon fiber print like paper. And then peeling that back, you got the shoe. Oh, you got the shoe. Now would I have liked to seen a retro card with these? Yes, but we didn't get that. It's okay. I thought it would have been a cool storyline if they would have done maybe like a little series of retro cards for all the Rare Airs, the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, and 11s. But we need to talk about the history first. Back in 95-96 season, the Air Jordan 11 originally released in 3 different colorways. You had the Columbia, the Concord, and the Playoffs, also known as the Breads. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know by now, my name is DJ, and this is the DNA show. The Air Jordan 11 was actually on the chopping block for potentially never even releasing. There were a lot of people that were giving it negative responses before it had came out, as they were showing it around different places around the world. But luckily the Jordan brand team decided to still release the shoe, and next thing you know, it became one of the most iconic models of all time. This was the first pair of Jordans that featured patent leather on the upper as well, which was something that was very innovative in its time. And when you think of patent leather on any shoe, you always refer back to the Air Jordan 11s because of it. Since then, we have seen tons of retro iterations with different colorways on the uppers, low tops, IEs, even auto lacing pairs. But for those that didn't know, if you look back in the original sample days, there were other pairs that were made with the Jordan branding on the side of the eyelets, like this navy pair right here, which is very similar to these, or this white and orange pair right here. Now after those original samples and mock-ups from back in the day, we then started to see other iterations like the DMP 11s. That was another unicorn that never actually came to life as a general release, but some people were able to get their hands on a pair, and luckily I got a pair in my collection as well. After that surfacing of the DMP pair around 20 years ago, it took another 10 to 15 years for us to finally get a pair with the Jordan branding on the side of the eyelets, and that was the Jubilee Air Jordan 11. After all the years removed from the original pair to the Jubilees coming out, a lot of people had their criticisms about that branding on the side, and me personally, because of the memories and seeing the original samples and having the DMPs, I was very excited for it. So when I saw that these had that same thing, talking about the Rare Air, the mishaps, the switch up in colors, the different samples and different things that you may have seen from before and currently coming to life now, it only made sense for them to put the Jordan branding on the side, and I love it. So that's a brief history about this shoe. I think we definitely could go a little bit more in depth. Yo, DNA fam, I know you guys are into sneakers, so I'm gonna assume that you're into investing as well, which means you're probably also interested in leveling up your life. I think you definitely need to check this out. I just launched my DNA show community on School, and it's totally free to join, by the way. Inside, I've dropped my entire Hobby to Hustle program. It used to be $99 a month, and I've helped tons of people turn their passions into profit with this course. And now I want to give it away 100% free just for the community members. This is going to be a place where sneakerheads can connect, share game, and grow together. So don't wait, hit the link down below in the description to get instant access to the Hobby to Hustle course today, and I'll see you guys on the inside so we can run it up. Starting with the outsole, you notice you have your classic translucent Air Jordan 11 bottom, but this one does have a slight twist to it. You'll notice that instead of that icy blue, it's more of a milky outsole, giving it that older vintage vibe, and I think that's also paying homage to the original samples from back in the day, and now currently having a pair, kind of giving you that old school look at the same time. I like where they went with that. Another thing that you notice here, they didn't have the pods matching. So typically the pods are the same color, like if you look at the bottom of the Concords or the Breads or most of these models, right? You notice it's either all blue or all red or whatever it may be. So I like how they switched that up as well and gave us the mismatch. Now if you look at the other pair, you'll see the front of the foot is going to be red, and and the bottom or the back of the foot around the heel is going to be blue. Would have been cool if they would have switched it up and did red on one and blue on the other, and then, you know, vice versa. Yeah, probably would have been more work, and I get that as well, and obviously cost them more to create, but I'm not mad at what they did with this. Now, besides that, you're gonna have your classic carbon fiber hit right here on the side of the foot in the middle of the arch, and then obviously you can see it through that translucent area with the black Jumpman in the center. Now, looking at the midsole, you'll notice this is gonna be all Phylon material with that slight texture, classic to the Air Jordan 11. Now, typically on Air Jordan 11s, again, yes, there are some pairs that have a different color midsole, but for the most part, the vast majority of them, they all standard come with that white midsole, and it's just a nice iconic hit for the Jordan 11s. Now, going to the upper, you're gonna notice you have that OG cut. So when I talk about that, we've seen different styles and cuts and iterations of Jordan 11s over the years, but for the most part, over the past, I don't know how many years now, I feel like it's been a little bit, we've gotten that OG style, that OG stance. So you're gonna have that higher cut on the patent leather, the toe box, how it sits there, and the overall stance on the upper part here around the collar. That's all gonna be very similar to the OG style, and a lot of people have been appreciating that over the years. Now, besides that, you're gonna have a mixture of two different materials, I guess essentially three different materials. You have your navy blue patent leather, and then you have your off-white tumbled leather here with a more of a smoother leather on the back end around the collar, and then your ballistic mesh right here going up where the eye stay areas are throughout the foot. Now, like we talked about earlier with the Jordan branding, you'll notice again Jordan spells out Jordan there, and then the same thing here. It's not really backwards, but you get it. It's the opposite way with the J starting at the bottom compared to the top, and then that spells it out on the inside of the foot as well. Now, if you notice, this is actually a black text instead of a navy text to match with that color, and honestly, again, I'm not mad with the black text. Looking at the tongue, you'll notice you have that same thing here with the tumbled leather, and then the Jordan branding patch in the center of that, and then you have your sail colored laces giving it more of a vintage vibe right here. Classic OG style Air Jordan 11 laces, again, very, very iconic. I couldn't imagine a pair of Jordan 11s without laces like this. Now, looking behind the tongue, you're gonna have a very, very light gray, and that's gonna be the same thing like you see on the text in the center of the tongue, and then in the middle of the patch right there, classic again. You're gonna have quality basketball products inspired by the greatest player ever. Now, going to the collar, you'll notice that's gonna be all black right there on the inside, and then the sock liner is gonna be covered in that navy blue with their Rare Air branding, similar to how we saw it on the Air Jordan 3s and the Air Jordan 4s. Now, looking at the actual insole, we got that polyurethane right here. Nice qualities, very, very comfortable shoe in particular. So to be able to have this on a pair of 11s, yeah, this is definitely a great combo. Great for the holidays, great gift. Again, this is gonna be a sleeper. Now, going to the back end on the shoe around the heel, you'll notice you have that TPU style 23 text right here, giving you that little gummy feel to it. This is gonna last a little bit longer. It's gonna be a lot better when you wear these with pants. This is something I definitely can appreciate. I'm glad that they did this. I love when they do the stitching as well, but when they do that overall print or whatever you want to call it on there, that's a lot worse, and it just ends up fading over time. So this, I'm happy with that hit as well. Also, another thing to notice is you have your Jumpmans facing forward on both shoes. Over the years, sometimes we have Jumpmans facing the same direction, which means one is backwards and one was forwards. But for here, we've seen a lot of consistency with this as well. So the Jumpmans are facing forward, and that's going to be in a red stitch. Now, when it comes to this shoe, you guys clearly can tell I love these. I'm excited about them. I already got one pair, but I'm definitely looking to double up on these. I think this is going to be a great shoe for now and for later. And again, like I talked about with the 3s and the 4s, what did I say? They're great shoes, they're sleepers. Again, they're for some people right now, but I think in the future, these are gonna be great time stamps. It's the 40th year anniversary. There's gonna be a lot of memories and nostalgia behind this era because there are just so many great shoes coming out around this. So I can see why they might slip to the wayside for some people, and especially with all these great Air Jordan 11 set to come this holiday. Again, I get that, but for me, I'm voting fire. But I want to see what you guys think. So I posted a poll on my Instagram story like I always do. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on there so you can participate and see the results here on the channel. 69%, which is a perfect score in my eyes, to 31%. That means at the end of the day, the majority of people chose this shoe as fire. But it kind of made me think about it. When I thought about the other ones, when I said fire or trash on the 3s and the 4s, I feel like they had a higher percentage. So let me see what they said real quick. We had 72% to 28% on the Air Jordan 3s, and we had 81% to 19% on the Air Jordan 4s. So if we were to rank that just based off of the fire or trash off of that, we had 4s first, 3s second, 11s third. Is that the actual order in the ranking that you think? Which is kind of funny because I've been hearing a lot of people say that they like the 3s more than the 4s now. So I don't know. Just let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I might have to post another poll here on YouTube and on Instagram to see what everybody thinks ranking the 3s, the 4s, and the 11s, because that's a tough one in my opinion. And if you guys think it's worth it, I'll be down to do a ranking video of the rare air set, the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, and the 11s with my pops to see what he thinks as well, because that actually might be a pretty good one. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Should we make that rare air ranking video at the end of the year? So right now in the market, the Air Jordan 11 rare air is going for just around retail. Basically, you might pay some fees or whatever depending on the size. You might even be able to get these for under retail. So just like the trends like we saw on the 3s and on the 4s, people are catching those on sale depending on the size. Could this be that same trend, even though it's the holiday Jordan 11? And again, we got to remember the market circumstances and all the other things that lie along with it now. But the other question is, will that be the same value years from now? I don't think that's going to be the same case years from now. I definitely think these are going to grow on people. They're going to love them. They're going to create memories, and they're going to appreciate the shoe. They might catch them on sale, which is going to be great. But then later down the line, next thing you know, $325, $350, who knows, depending on the market, they might even push up to $400 deeper into the future. So will this shoe be a cop for you? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'm wishing everybody W's in the chat as well. And again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe. We're getting very close to 400,000 subscribers, and I'll see y'all in another one.
I would never let you down.
Hey, just a quick reminder, again, the link is down below in the description to join the community if you have not already. I'm giving away the entire Hobby to Hustle program for free, only to members. So you got to sign up and get in. Again, everything is free. You don't have nothing to pay for. It's all going to be inside. You're going to love it. Trust me, I've helped hundreds of people with this. I cannot wait to help you as well.
It's in my DNA. The only choice I like to make, what I'ma wear today. I would never let you down. It's in my DNA. The only choice I like